Hello, good day to you. It is me, Andy Wright, and I got some travel tips today. It is 10 things that you should not do when you're checking in your bag to fly. So we're going to have a look at this. This is an article that was in Smarter Travel. So the 10 things not to do when you're checking in a bag. Some of these tips are referring to US plane travel and of course may not be appropriate for any other destination or country. So bear that in mind. I'll try and adapt it for you, but we're going to have a look at this and go through the items. So we have: don't pack valuables in your checked bag. So you've got your checked bag that you check in and you've got your carry-on bag, so don't put valuables in there. So there have been items have been stolen from bags, such as your gold rings, iPads, cameras, etc, etc, etc. As a general rule, you shouldn't pack anything that you can't permanently part with or that has a high monetary value. Be sure to remove any valuable items, laptops, tablets, smartphones, prescription medications, and of course your passport, which you will need. Moving on, we have item for the American market, which is don't pack anything on the TSA prohibited list. You could apply that to the UK as well, because we do have items that you cannot have, such as flammable items, liquids, batteries, certain types of batteries, and some sorts of lithium power banks, which are not recommended. So beware of those. Any matches, electronic cigarettes, hoverboards. I don't know why you would have a hoverboard, but yeah, they're on the prohibited list. When you're locking your case for check-in, don't use a non-TSA approved lock. Well, they're quite handy because they can be opened by security without any hassle, and they haven't got to cut the lock. I don't know about the UK, but on my suitcase I have a TSA approved lock, which I then lock again with the padlock. So it sort of defeats the object really, but I've never had an issue with it. Plus I put a band around it which I lock. So I don't think anybody's going to get into my case. And certainly if you were that way inclined and you covered it in cling film as well, I don't think anybody's going to get into your case. But the TSA locks they can be okayed by the TSA, means that they can open them with a master key, which is quite good for them. When you're packing your bag, don't leave any loose ends hanging out. So any things are such as shoelaces, handle, or backpack straps. Don't leave them hanging out, and of course, because they can get caught on the conveyor belt or get destroyed or lost easily. So make sure your zip is secure and fastened. The next item is try not to book a tight connection. The shorter your layover, the bigger the chance there is that your bag won't make it to the final destination. Of course, most times the bag does make it, but I had problems with this when I went to America via Canada. My bag did not make it either way. Didn't make it there, didn't make it back. It was delayed by 2 or 3 days. They recommend that you leave at least 2 hours or even longer for international transfers, and also those ones that require you to reclaim, such as Bangkok, that require you to reclaim your bag and then check in again. Our next one is pretty obvious. Don't put liquid in a bad spot. So your shampoo, lotions and other things that you put into your check-in baggage, which doesn't have any sort of restrictions, other toiletries for example, if you put them in the wrong place, when they chuck the bags on the plane, they could burst, and of course then you end up with wet and ruined clothing and equipment. So you should always try and cushion the liquid inside the main compartment. I tend to put my clothing around it, or put towels around it, or put it into a bag, and then in the case under some soft material. Next one is don't travel with an unmarked bag. You need to be able to identify it. I have straps on mine. I put one in either direction so they crisscross. They're also a security device which obviously makes it difficult for you to undo the bag because they are locked, although the key is actually a generic key. But the idea is that they have my name on them, so that those straps are easily identifiable. Especially for me, when I travel I have help, so therefore I can say my name is on the case. And of course my cases are generally very obvious. I know some people have different coloured cases, they have designs, but if you make sure that your unique baggage tag is also something that you can identify. Okay, this one's quite important for those people travelling. You need to make sure that your bag is within the limit. Most airlines check-in is usually between 20 and 40 kilos, depending on what flight, what company it is, what seat you have. The higher range seats that you pay for have 30, 40, 60 kilos of weight. But generally it's 20 kilos on most flights that you are looking at, and of course this is easy to rack up the weight. And of course if you're doing your thing that I do, which is use a weight measure before you fly, they're not very accurate, so try not to get too close to your limit, because you may find that you're over. As far as check-in bags are concerned, that's what you do. But carry-on bags, if you have a carry-on bag, try to get a bag that will fit under your seat or some appropriate size. There are regulations on this, and they may, if they're being a little bit pedantic, they may make you put your bag into the device that measures them, and if it doesn't fit, then you won't be allowed to have it on board. But generally a backpack or small bag can easily go under your seat and with leg room to spare. And of course if you've got that, then and you have it as your regular bag, you won't need to check in your main bag, and of course it means you can leave the airport and the aircraft a lot quicker. Here's an obvious one that you may find useful, and I have actually had experience of this mistake, is don't pack everything into your checked-in bag, because if it goes missing you will have absolutely nothing. And that is what happened to us when we went to America. The bag was 2 or 3 days late, and we had absolutely nothing to wear, no underwear or socks or anything. So try and put an entire outfit in your carry-on luggage, so in case your main luggage gets lost. And also airports are often chilly, so make sure that you have some sort of hoodie or clothing to put on, because pack that in your carry-on bag as well. And there we go, that's the 10 tips for checking in bags on the aircraft. Hope it was helpful, and of course come back later for another video. Bye for now.